He stopped eating.
Spot cut his paw.
Can cats catch a cold?
I didn't know that.
Hey, Dr. Mike.
Well, it's time to ask Dr. Mike. Today we're discussing some of the latest science news in the veterinarian world.
That's right, and here with details on what pet owners need to know is veterinarian Mike Hutchinson of Animal General up in Cranberry. Hey, Dr. Mike.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, buddy.
So tell us about this science news. What's the latest?
Well, the latest, I think this is kind of funny that they say that kids that are, grow up in a rural area on a farm are less likely to have allergies than kids that grow up in the inner city. And there's all kinds of theories about that, but the number one theory is the hygiene theory, that you're exposed to more germs when you're on the farm. And so when my older brothers were holding my head down on the ground saying, "Hey Mike, eat dirt," I think that was a good thing for my immune system. So it's so this study was put out, and this is like the 15th one in a row that shows that kids are more likely.
Did you hear that oink oink?
I did. I
that was
over.
Not me. That was not me, by the way, carrying on over those. Yeah. What was it I was eating earlier?
Right, the salmon. No, not salmon. Shrimp and avocado and wasabi. You can't get over that, can you?
I loved them.
That looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I mean, even if you're milking a cow or whatever, you're getting dirty. You're doing some hard work.
That's exactly right. And now everybody hears that the asthma rates are going way up. You're seeing more kids. The last couple decades, there seems to be a lot more children with allergies and asthma.
But could it be, Mike, that by exposing kids not only to farm animals, but to pets, to dogs and cats, could it be that we could get rid of some of those allergies?
Hopefully, and that would be what I would say. I'd say, yeah, get everybody a pet. So it's but no, that's true. So the families that also aren't rural but have dogs and cats have less allergies too. So it does look like there is some association with this hygiene theory that, the dirtier you are when you're a kid, the more you get exposed to, you expose your immune system to. So in the inner city, being clean all the time isn't always the best thing, it looks like. And they're not positive that's the reason, but it certainly looks pretty like there's some pretty good evidence. So.
Yeah, I think they're seeing that with a lot of different allergies too, like with peanuts and things like that.
Yeah.
Bee stings.
And we're also seeing children are starting to grow out of allergies, which is nice if they can grow out of them.
Right.
And sometimes the doctors, when you're allergic to something, will make a vial of the things you're allergic to and start slowly injecting you and trying to desensitize your immune system. Well, when you have the pets there, sometimes it does it for you, I guess. And maybe that's helping to desensitize them as they get older.
Sure, makes sense.
I
mean, and would it make sense to get a long-haired animal or pet or short?
So they did a lot of research on that. It doesn't make a lot of difference because the dander and the allergen particles are on their skin. It's like in their saliva.
Or short hair.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. And if they shed or don't shed, doesn't seem to make a lot of difference either. Some people would argue that the low shed or no shed breeds are better for allergic people, maybe, but it's dander and saliva too.
Well, while we're talking about breeds, what is this about the genes and which dogs are better at socializing?
So we're doing a lot of gene therapy now. We're hearing a lot about editing little tiny genes. So you look at the body and they can map it out, all the DNA, and they can map it down to our gene pairs and how things are. And what they found in dogs and people is we have a similar gene for social ability, getting along with each other. So a lot of these dogs that are really liking humans, which are most of our pets, have this gene turned on, this complex turned on. And us people that like the dogs have our gene turned on. And the wolves have that gene pair, but it's not turned on. So some of the wild Canidae or some of the wild dogs out there don't necessarily have that real high social desire because that's not turned on.
Is there any way to turn it on?
Well, that's what I am hoping for one day. With this new gene therapy, we're going down and we're editing genes, and this is all research still, but pretty soon you'll be able to turn genes on and off, cure genetic-based diseases, and also maybe do some good things. And I guess it depends on where you stand on those thoughts, but I would like that. I'd like to see dogs' social behavior turned on
and people's too.
Yeah, that would be good.
Really?
Can we do that for a few people?
Yeah. Who are you thinking of in particular?
Not you, John.
Thank you.
All right, well, what about updates on adult stem cell treatments?
So I do a lot of stem cell therapy in my practice with fat. We were using what we call autologous therapies, where we'll take an animal's fat and we'll process out their repair cells, which are stem cells, and give it back to them for things like arthritis and joint and bone diseases. Well, lately I've been asked to look at stem cells it's a higher stem cell, a higher repair cell. It can do more things, and we're taking it out of blood. And it's a stem cell that hopefully will help repair neurodegenerative diseases like disc disease, things like Lou Gehrig's. Dogs get it too, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Wow.
So I'm blessed. I get to do some of that work in animals. I've done over 1,000 fat stem cell therapies in animals, so I get to go around the world speaking about it, which is a blessing, and I get to learn about it and get to see what other people are doing. And now we're working with a stem cell out of blood. And I started a national podcast where I explain all of this in really good detail for people that are interested. It's and I was told I could say this. It's at drmikehutchinson.com, just DRMIKE, Hutchinson.com. And I say that because I know I'm going to get a lot of emails asking about it. And I really do a stem cell 101 there where I talk about it. And I want people to know about it because it's incredible what's going on. And I don't talk about it enough. There's some things that I'm seeing as being a veterinarian 31 years that I've never seen in my life.
Wow.
And it's really exciting. It's really exciting what's coming.
For pets and humans?
Yeah, so I'm on the board for a couple human, I'm on a board for advisory boards from the human side too, because I do a lot of work with animals, which are the translational model for people.
Right, as we see in a lot of studies.
Exactly,
right.
as we do it in animals. Stay tuned. There's some really amazing things happening, and I'm real excited about it, and I'm glad I got a few minutes to share it. And it's a
good stuff, Dr.
yeah,
Mike.
Always glad
look
to have
forward to
Mike.
this. Thank you.
That. For more of Dr. Mike's helpful advice for pet owners, you can contact him at his practice. That's Animal General in Cranberry. They're located, of course, off of Route 19 South, and we'll have a link to their site posted for you at kdka.com/PTL. Is that Route 19 South or North?
North, just
North.
Up there by, Cranberry Township.
Gotcha.
Up there by the Dunkin' Donuts.
That's what I thought. My mistake. Thank you.